Hello, welcome to the Quest for Details. Welcome back. If you've been with me before on a quest, we are going to some of the same watershed by where I live in central northern California. And yeah, it's a massive gravel bed. And yeah, the channels are already dry out there where we were just walking several videos ago. And we've been getting buckets of agates and all kinds of things out of here. So we are back to look where once we used to have to wade. That's how quick it went. It's 70 degrees. And yeah, let's see what we missed and get those too. Let's go. This type of scenario, you've seen these beds. So every sort of stone, but note that I don't have a huge bucket with me or anything today. We are doing some serious high grading, so I probably won't even wet any jaspers or anything. I'm on an agate hunt, so I hope that I don't jinx us. But yeah, we're gonna travel fast and light and not grab a bunch of these landscape stones and just keep moving, looking for the agate and or ... exceptional things. So stay tuned, and thank you for joining me. Now here's a specimen. What are you? You are a piece of quartz that filled in a crevice. So just a vein of quartz, you wrote it out. A little druzy and sparkle to it. Leave you right there. Here's one of my greatest tricks. I like to find a stick, nice and light, one that feels good. And don't focus on it heavily. Don't focus on the stick at all, but just let it be in front of you. Kind of how when you need to keep your place with your finger in a book, it helps you sort out what line you're on and all of those lines of letters that look the same so your eyes don't jump on you. So you can kind of choose like an area that you're looking over generally, and it helps your brain know that you've passed over it, like out to the green thing, and it really helps. It's hard to explain. It's a lot like a finger on a page, and I'll just kind of wave it in front of me, and it's almost like I'm detecting the type of rocks that I want. And I feel like once I've done that, it definitely isn't where I've like passed the stick and I know that I've given my attention to. So it's a rock detector. Or it could be dowsing. I don't know. That's what I do. It helps my brain visually separate one section of the beach from the other. Oh, I think that's a chunk of gabbro. See the dark color? I think those are all the olivine and forget what the other different things, but this is a deep down type of rock. It's definitely a volcanic rock, an igneous. I won't show you the full ugly, but I am pale white and I'm trying to soak up some vitamin D here because I was getting deficient for sure. That's how quick it goes. And I already just step across these little channels. There's still a big one out there, but don't have to wade across this stuff anymore. And we were just skirting the edge of it, but the great obscuration has occurred. So you can see the mineralization, just turning everything to the same color. So you'd have to spot a texture or something that clues you in. Like this one, that's so networked that I'm like, well, better check it. And sure enough, there's some blue agateness showing through there. It's got a darker blue because it's got a lot of crust on it, which shadows it, the chalcedony, and makes it appear darker blue. But it's a chunk. So it's a start. And we get to look in all the last little splashes of bottom and get closer to the middle out on the other channels where it's still wet. So here we go. Okay, if you're squeamish about worms and things that wiggle, look away. You got about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is called a horsehair worm. You can see it wiggling in here. You'll find these in puddles and things. You see him wiggling? Here's the size of my hand, so longer than my overall hand, and existing in these last drying out things here. They're not drying out fast. This is actually a great year. There's all kinds of little water beetles and tadpoles, and there it goes. And they're actually a pretty good sign. When I was a kid, I was told things like that they were parasites that would get in your feet, but I think those are more tapeworms and stuff. And this is a little organism. But yeah, healthy and strong, and I'm being very careful because they're pretty tender creatures. But horsehair worm, you can see why they're called that. And then one of the details, it's just fading fast as insecticides and herbicides and all of that get into the water, because we're in California. As you can see, the hills around every water source are covered in vineyards and croplands and stuff like that. So hard on the critters, good to see them. Just found this, don't think it was recording. I plucked it from the water with you. It is a big old chunk of chalcedony. It is pretty milky. You can see the blue coming through here. It does have lines. This was once a pocket that was just an empty crack that filled with first the layers of chalcedony that you can see on the outside there, really faint because they blend in because it's all milky, and then it got these druzy layers, one growing from the top, one from the bottom, until they stitched together and filled in what was once a geode-like area inside the crevice in the rocks. Now it has fallen out into the river. All of the softer sandstone that encapsulated it has worn away, and there are fine lines, and that is druzy in there. And yeah, it was just barely visible sticking on the bottom. We probably couldn't see it in the ripples before. Yay! Where's our bag that we had in our pocket? Yeah, we missed this one. Gorsh. You can see how. Oh, it's got a lot of the matrix, but it has swallowed it, and it's... Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Yeah, look at that. That's that crevice that goes all the way through there. And it's coming out there. And it's definitely woven all through the whole thing. But let's look at that. Oh, it's all botryoidal in here. Boop. And you just have little fine lines of agateness that run all through. Critters! That's crazy. Oh! Did you hear that? You see how skinny this little strip of water is? Those are the ducks I scared off. They just flew back by and strafed me. Ew, it even stinks. Ew. They didn't get me, but that is horrible. Hopefully none of you speak duck. Otherwise, I'm sorry. Hopefully the children weren't in the room. I apologize to all the young ducklings. But look. Look. That's crazy. Look how big those mammalial bubbles are. Blub blub. Look at the lines in there. Oh, it goes all the way through. Oh yeah. Whew. Who knew duck poop stunk so bad? Gosh. That's beautiful. It's a beautiful specimen of a crevice agate for sure. Pretty much filled their little bag here. Okay. Okay. I think I see one. Shh. Be very, very quiet. None of them are showing up in this stretch. They might have seen us coming because it's making a lot of noise. So we're trying to sneak up on the next pool. I'll let you know. I found the hypercoil. What that is, that's not a stove thing. That's some sort of thing, and it's black. It's a tube. I think that's silver. What are you? I'm telling you, it's a hypercoil. This and a lens, and we can probably teleport. You know where I'm going if I can teleport. Remember, the agates are tricky too. They can lay submerged for, years sometimes without coming up for air. So it's important to go ahead and poke things that look like they might be one. And then sometimes they move and you can see that they are. And then you go ahead and nab them up. And okay, I've been going all along these deep pools here. Those. And I just spotted one in the water. I think we're going to go for a live capture and try and bring it home to the rock farm. This one's massive. You see it right there? Oh, it's big. We have to dislodge it. It's gripping the bottom with its crevices. Tediously slow capture here with our left hand. Trying not to drop the phone in the water. Crikey. I'm gonna dive on top of it. Get a rope. Yep. Massive. Absolutely massive. Gigantic. I'm sorry to all the Auslanders for the accent. I was just doing the Irwin. Yeah, look at that. Look at the pinks. That's phenomenal. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, I'll stop now. I will stop now. It's the sunshine. Remember, I get weird in the heat. Yeah. Look at that. Ugh. Crevice. Same thing. Beautiful chalcedony lines. The whole thing's chalcedony, but the lines all along the edge there. Nice, thick, pure crevice. No bugs on my arm. Host rock, you can see it's got a little bit of its geodness, its cavity left, with all the druzy in there. I honestly cannot see my screen very well because it is so bright out here. But, we have agate. That's actually really beautiful with the clouds in here. The blue clouds floating in, and this layer of iron rust stained is not just surface. It goes in there. You see how it picked up a layer and it was laying down more blue and then more red. So it's both on top and intertwined and below the blue of the chalcedony, and is doing a really cool play there. I hope you're picking that up. But yeah, boom. That's good. That is really good. Okay, we got one. What is going on here? The greenstone just got incredibly good. This very yeah. Yeah, that's kind of standing alone in this whole gravel bed so far. Yes, this area is seeing the great obscuring. Oh, there's a little agate right there in front of you. It's got some of the slime on here. So all of these stones will be uniform when it dries out. It looks like that white mass down there. Hard to tell what is what, so we're getting our last little glimpses of their tips before they are hidden, and that's stuff that it takes half a spray bottle to scrub off. So, but working along this whole bank, it looks like there's some stuff on the top there. I see that's the main channel that cuts us off. So we haven't ever checked all of that, and then this little area. So could be some gigantic clear blues just sitting right on the surface for us still. Not that I haven't walked by 10 of those already, but we're trying. And it is hot, and I have to go here in another 40 minutes and just boogie back without looking much. So, yeah, it's been a good hunt though. Wow, and there it is. There is our find for the last hour of hunting. Oh, look at that one. Okay, there it's sparkly view. I think I need to spin around here. Oh yeah. Total little druzy pocket. There's oh, look at that. On the outside. So let me get this scrubbed up with a toothbrush at home, insert the pictures here, and yeah, then we can look deep down into this goodness. That is a score though. So that was a closer look at it. Hopefully I inserted it there. And happy find for sure. Woohoo! So we gotta turn around in a little while. Wow, that's gonna be such a good little piece sitting on a shelf for somebody somewhere. Just pick up a piece of nice nephrite, what I believe is nephrite off camera. And this is a nice little medallion of actinolite. Beautiful. So we'll bring that home. And the quest continues. It's kind of fun. The water runs down this way and then curves around that little island and goes out to the main channel, which is still flowing out to our left. This is all flood. This is down here looking in the water. But I want to show you our 4 rocks that we found here. This one, piece of chalcedony, milky, but look at the thin layer of what would be fire if it was more than a hair thick. You could have the iron stained. It created a little layer. The rest of it is a very white, milky chunk of chalcedony. A little cube. And this, which I'm assuming is probably, well, it's kind of destroyed its look there. I think it's a piece of mica schist that has been distorted and bent and metamorphosized into a crazy nice shape. Nice shape. But there's a lot of mica schist that's very flat in this area and in this creek. And it's not as pretty, so we're going to go ahead and bring it home. It's also heavy too, so I want to make sure I'm not just accidentally classifying something. This, which, I'm so trying to ignore it because I don't have my bucket and stuff, but look at this piece of goodness here. You see the light green of that fading into other colors, but where it fades in, you can see it's translucent. And the light green of that tip, the fine inclusions, and the sugariness of the whole thing. Oh, it's just on the little corners here, it looks like green silicate glass all broken. So, I'm not sure if I'm carrying that all the way back, but it would make some translucent stuff. This is a gob of quartz crystals. It looks like it's like a crevice agate, but it made actual crystal spars, and there are so many that I think I'll actually bring it home. I know it's big, and we weren't doing that today. And we'll see if we can't clean this up even more at home and in the future, because so, pretty sure that's a mound. Every beautiful valley, every perfect spot has a mound. And they're pretty much just the natural rise up in the breeze, away from the mosquitoes, but close enough, and gazing out over everything. And I think we all just like to build on top of each other, and a good spot's a good spot. So they get rounded, they get domed like that. It's actually a flat, perfectly flat ledge here where you'd look out over this whole split where a river goes that way, comes from that way, and runs this way. And you can just tell. And in the upper Central Valley of California, UC Davis has done studies in the past and found that the top layers of all of the little round hillocks that look like that did have, up to feet of leave behinds from human beings. So you just have to take my word on that, but they glow to me. And there's a mound with a perfect little ledge around it. Yep. Ancient civilizations. Big old wedge of septarian nodule here. There's the outside of it, there's the inside of it. Boom. That's pretty cool in itself if you like those, for sure. Got a cool patterning, I'll put that back like I found it. That is a nice find. So this is what the walk back looks like. Kind of reminds me of Tucson. We're somewhere like that. We have ephedra bushes playing the role of mesquite. And the nice mineralized soil with barely any dirt to it. And we're stumbling along in the heat and humidity looking for things, which I spent a little while doing down there in the past. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to show you the fun of it. You could poke out through there forever, so we're just kind of choosing a route that's going to meander back to the truck. And impossible to grid this without some sort of very bizarre spiraling pattern going on. But yeah, and everybody watch out for snakes and stuff. Here's your warning, because the lizards are out, so I have not seen a rattler, but they will be out, and they're looking to avoid you just as much, so clank along, let them know you're coming, and look where you put your feet down. You know, walk right by a snake, and they'll hardly ever bite you unless you are, like, standing on them. So, or somebody before you stood on them. Here's a big old matrix of agate that is finally threaded through a huge chunk of host rock. We'll just leave this here, but look at that. Beautiful. But yeah, that's what it is. So, we are wrapping up because my attention to detail has faded with the heat and the relative duration of blood sugars and belly and such. So, on back to the truck. This is what it looks like. Chunk of gabbro. And yeah, let you know if we find anything else interesting. That's what we're doing. That's what it looks like.